Afternoon. My mum's stick. Just finished making it. I'm going to take it round to her this afternoon. It's her early Christmas present. This thing is tiny. That was the last thing I had to do. I took it round there last weekend and just did a final measurement. I had to take that much off the end, which is short even for a normal person. Now I've taken that off. This thing is tiny. My mum's half Welsh, you see, from the Rhondda Valley, and as we all know, that's where hobbits come from. So I've got a bit of hobbit in me as well. This one's made of hazel. I didn't have to straighten it, it's just a lovely straight bit of hazel that I cut from a hedgerow on the Isle of Wight Lane in Kensworth, just at the top of Dunstable Downs. I found a whole load of them. That's about 3 years old now. That's been drying for ages. I've still got a few more left. Reason being that I don't make many sticks like this. Usually I make a blackthorn one, so I'm always short of blackthorn. I've got a bit of hazel. That's a really nice straight bit of hazel there. Bark on. I think it always looks nicer bark on. Good few layers of yacht varnish on it, and a rubber stopper on the end. That's a lovely fit, that is. You can buy them in different sizes. It's even got a bit of tread. You can buy those in different sizes, pardon me. I think I measured that as 22mm, and I could get a 22mm, so that's perfect. And it's just right. It's difficult to get on and off, but you're able to change it when it wears out without having to cut it or anything like that. And it's not glued on, it's just nice tight fit. And then the top here, nice bit of, I think it's roe deer antler, that one. Bit of roe deer antler. And two are joined together with about a 4-inch bit of 10mm studding. No, 12mm, sorry. Bit of 12mm studding in there, drilled into both ends. Filled in with epoxy, give it a good twist, make sure it's all into the threads of the studding and soaking into the wood. And that's all you need, literally all you need to join an antler handle to a wooden staff. Strong as anything. An antler's really nice because it's grippy. It's smooth, but it's grippy. Really nice in the hand. Now, as a little finishing touch, can you see that very clearly? If I hide behind it, it might focus better. That's a little fossil. It's a brachio. It's not a brachiosaur. That'd be too big, wouldn't it? It's a brachiopod. And I dremeled a little recess into the antler, glued in the brachiopod, and then also I've used crystal clear epoxy over the top, which makes it lovely and smooth on the hand. Otherwise that would be a little bit of a hot spot for your hand. As it is with that layer of epoxy, it's lovely and smooth, really nice. And the other reason being, I have heard horror stories about when people use antler to make stick handles. As you sand away, you get to this porous material underneath. There's some there where it's been cut, and also there's porous material on the end there where I cut the tip off. Where's the tip? There it is. Where I cut the tip off, it leaves you with that bit of porous material. So I've sealed over that also with the clear epoxy. Now the idea of that is it stops any moisture getting in there, because I have heard horror stories about rain and also just air moisture getting inside the handle and eventually over years rusting away the metal stud. So it's all sealed in. There's no chance any water can get in there. Hopefully that'll be nice for my mum to use. There might still be a little bit more adjustment. I might have to cut a tiny little bit more off. I think I've got it right, but I find it hard to fathom how short my mum is. So I might need to cut another little bit off. But that's ready to go. I'm going to drop that round to her today. She has seen it already, just when I did that measurement for her. Oh, and the other thing, this is probably the first stick I've ever made where I haven't built it with self-defence in mind. This is purely a practical walking stick. She's got very bad knees. But actually, because the hazel is such a light piece of wood, and also the antler weighs hardly anything, now that it's got that bit of steel studding in there, although it weighs nothing, all of the weight is at one end. And also, just the natural shape of the front of that handle there. That's quite a small little pressure point. Although it's not sharp in any way, it's not sharp at all. It's balanced and shaped such that that would give a very nasty crack around the head, if ever necessary. I'd be happy using that. Wasn't the plan, but you know, little bonus for my mum there. She doesn't live in a bad area, she'll be alright. Right, okay, quick. That's the fossil that I put on my, this is my hiking stick. That's the fossil there, that's an ammonite. It's trying to focus on my face. There you go, that's an ammonite on my one. Now, this is the piece of blackthorn that I'm going to be using to make my handled walking stick. Standard shillelagh type walking stick. Now here also, although this end is coming off, this is the stick that's the bit of blackthorn that we're going to be using for John. And I have started in that. I don't know if you can see in the light there. I've stabilised the gnarly bit first. Before I've done anything else, I've stabilised the gnarly bit. Now we want the gnarly bit. That was a decision on John's part, and I like it too. The gnarly bit looks good, but you do want that sealed, stabilised, weatherproofed, whatever, because it is somewhere where the water could get inside the stick and cause problems in the future. That's not going to happen now. Right, let's get Christmas out of the way, and we'll be back in the shed doing some more sticks. See you soon.